Alright guys, well some basic things that we need to talk about in terms of the JV when you start working on this. The varsity should already know these type of things, but here they are. So the very first thing we should be working on is dodging forward to gain speed. So most of us gain speed just by getting the boost pretty much. But however, when you're at a boost, I see most students trying to run around and go grab a boost to refill up that gauge. Well, in this case, you could dodge forward to gain a boost as well. You could see here that when you dodge 3 times forward, you'll hit that supersonic speed, and there it is. So that's one way you could gain boost as you play the game. You don't always have to run back and go grab a boost, and then now you're ready to go to gain speed. The other way is again just forward dashing. But beware, when you do forward dash, you need to be careful because when you do forward dash, you're going to be off your 4 wheels. And you can't control when you're off those 4 wheels. Once you're off your 4 wheels, you pretty much lose the traction of where you're going to be going from left and right. Another thing I want to start talking to you about is holding square, your power slide. Holding square is going to be helping you out for making sharp turns when needed to reach a ball pretty much. Or if you're going very quick and you need to adjust how you're going to fall on the land, for example here, you could hold square so you can power slide a bit and you won't lose too much traction. The whole reason for this is so you can gain momentum as you go. So you hold square just for a slight second is all you need to do in order to gain that momentum. So hold square for traction like right there. You keep going. Important to make those sharp turns. Another thing I'm realizing is when you are covering back post, for example here, and if you have no boost, it is okay if you have no boost and you're covering back post. Just wait for the rotation to happen. When someone goes behind you, then you could go grab a boost or do the play that you need to do. The reason for this is because there's so many times where I see someone ready to guard back post. He notices he has no boost, and he turns around to go grab one of the boosts, and he leaves the net wide open. That's something we need to start practicing to not do in this case. The next thing we want to talk about is, of course, when you reach supersonic speed. So you know you reach supersonic speed when you get those little boost traction in the back. In my case, we have my little lightning bolts here. When you have that supersonic speed, make sure you don't use your boost anymore. You can't go any faster when you hit that supersonic speed. So don't use your boost once you hit that speed because you're just wasting it. You want to make sure you have the most boost as possible. Some of us really always want to grab that 100 boost to the sides. You see these little pads here? There's a picture I sent through Discord and it shows the path of all these little mini boost pads, which is really beneficial to know because if you don't have time to get these bigger boosts, then you could always run around and grab the little ones. You could always run this path here to grab these boosts here. If you're going back from defense, there's always the ones here in the middle. And there's always the boost pads to the sides here. In case you don't have time to get the big ones. When you get those big ones, of course they give you 100 boosts. But you really only need to hit 3 little ones in order to gain a lot of boost here. So that's another thing I want you to take a look at. Another basic mechanic I want to talk to you about is the half flip. The half flip is something that is done to go from offense to defense, or from defense to offense. It really depends on your situation. So here's how you pretty much perform it. All you gotta do pretty much is do a regular backflip. Just doing the regular backflip is what you'll do. When you do your regular backflip now, you're gonna do something called cancel. The way you do the cancel here is, in terms of my PlayStation, when you do your backflip, you're going to click the left analog stick up. I know for the PC guys, it's going to be a bit different, but it should be looking like this motion here. You should be falling flat out on the face of the card. Once you finally could get that motion done, then you have to make sure that you toggle pretty much one of your controller bindings. Mine is the air roll right. I just have to hold the L3 button. All this really does is when you jump, I'm just barrel rolling to the right here. So you gotta mix that backflip. You mix that backflip with the cancel. And you mix the backflip with the cancel. And now the L3 in my case, the air roll. And that's what you should be looking at there. Make sure you practice this until you get it 100% correctly, because if you can't get it in during a game, your team's gonna suffer and you're gonna suffer with it. Once you learn how to do that, then you could again start applying boost to it, so you could get to a ball a lot quicker. Apply boost to that, just to get really quick into that ball and it'll make things a lot smoother. Backflip, cancel, rotate. Backflip, cancel, rotate. That half flip will really help you out in terms of defending and of course in terms of attacking. But one last thing I want you to work on is when you are falling off the wall or something, make sure you try to land on your four wheels wherever you're going to land. And that is because if you don't land on your four wheels, it's going to take you a while to get back up. I've seen a couple times when we're doing things like this, we're not landing on our four wheels correctly and we lose traction and we lose momentum. So you got to make sure that whenever you're jumping, whenever you're doing anything, you're going to be landing on your four wheels. So you're ready to go for the play. Again, make sure that when you're landing on your four wheels at a weird angle like here, click square really quick so you can power slide and gain that momentum. So always be ready to land on your four wheels. Like right there I didn't. Alright, here guys.